What up, guys? What up, guys? Hit that like button, guys. You guys come in live from the courthouse out here inside Lower Manhattan. Diddy, the Diddy trial. Man, oh man, oh man, oh man, oh man. There was some chaos that broke out earlier today inside of that courtroom. Hit that like button as you guys come in, guys. Hit that like button as you guys come in. High drama inside the courtroom today. Thank everybody for subscribing to the channel and your donations that have been coming in over the past week. Wow, we have been out here covering this Diddy trial. We're going to stick with it until the end, until there is a verdict read. The prosecutors are trying to prove RICO and racketeering, in which today they have a couple of people on the stand testifying that may prove it. I'm going to get to that in a minute. But first, the drama inside the courtroom. The drama inside the courtroom earlier today. There was a person, a female that went inside that courtroom in the audience, and had to be escorted out by the security in there. Let's get into that real quick. Shout out to you. Hit that like button as you guys come in, guys. This is according to CNN, and we got reports from other people that was inside the courtroom and actually witnessed it. But and we're gonna walk around the corner and see if we could get her on to see why she would do this. But first, what up, Bad? How you doing, Bad? Salute to you, Bad. Shout out to you, Bad. We are outside the courthouse right now, Bad. But shout out to you, B. Chance, BBT, ha ha ha. All right. Hey, now this was according to CNN. It said woman gets escorted out of courtroom for profane rant ahead of Diddy trial Tuesday. All right, she was inside the courtroom, and I had the photo of her. We're gonna walk around and see if we can see her, because actually she made some like crazy, statements when I was live yesterday from outside, and she was talking crazy when the Diddy sons were entering the courtroom, and people on my live stream was making fun of her. So she actually entered the courtroom earlier today and went crazy. It says a woman was escorted out the courtroom at Sean Diddy Combs' bombshell trial just before testimony was set to kick off Tuesday morning after she went on a profane rant. Okay? It says, Diddy, these mother effers are laughing at you. That's what the woman screamed. She was in there. She said, Diddy, these mother effers are laughing at you. Okay? And then she also railed against the system before court marshals told her, don't do it again, and led her out. Now, wait a minute. You mean to tell me the court marshals just said, hey, don't do it again, and gave her a chance? They was going to let her stay after that? Seemed like the court marshals would have just like threw her out after she made the first, statement about these mother effers are laughing at it. Seemed like that would have been a reason for the marshals to kick her out in the first place. Okay, the jury was not present for the outburst at the time. They were about to enter, but they did not enter until she actually was escorted out. And then, according to reports, she started saying, yeah, go ahead, grab your guns. Go ahead, grab your guns. I don't care, grab your guns. And railing against the system about, obviously she thinks Diddy is getting a bad shake at this and not getting a fair trial. They are charging him for racketeering, and in which he believes it's not fair to Diddy. And according to the witnesses that were inside the courtroom, Diddy just had his mouth open. Like, as it was happening, Diddy was looking like in shock that this lady was cursing inside the courtroom. And then she didn't want to leave. The marshals grabbed her up, and she was like, hesitant to leave. She did not want to leave out of there. But they got her out, and she is around here somewhere. and we're gonna walk around and try to find her. I know she was she nobody walks around the area, but like I said, I seen her yesterday on my live stream, and she was just acting crazy. Like she was saying crazy stuff. That's when the Diddy sons were walking inside the courtroom. Um, yeah, so we'll see if we can find her and get some words from her in a minute. But as far as the rest of the day, now, as you guys know, the federal agents are trying to, but the feds are trying to nail Diddy on racketeering conspiracy, and they might have a couple of witnesses on the stand today that may prove that. I'm gonna get y'all, point of view in a few minutes. But first, matter of fact, I have a photo of the lady that went on that rant. By the way, let me show you the crazy lady that went on that rant inside the courtroom today. That's her right there. That's her right there. She said, "Grab your guns, grab your guns." Uh, and like I said, Diddy's mouth was just wide open in shock. You know what I mean? And this the lady, we're gonna look for her in a few minutes. On the other side. And like I said, Diddy was like in astonishment. Oh man! It says the Bad Boy Records found her wearing a brown sweater over a white button-down shirt, turned around and was looking at her while she left. While she yelled, like I said, his mouth was open, according to reports that inside that courtroom, and it was just like it was a scene. It was a scene. Like I said, we're gonna try to walk over there. Well, we all gonna walk. We're not gonna try to walk. We all gonna walk over there and see if we can find this lady right here. Hopefully she don't curse me out, but we'll see. We'll see. I don't know. I know I think she was railing against Gene Deal. Gene Deal is also over here at the court. Also, he walked inside earlier. So Gene Deal is around the area also. So all hell can break loose at any moment outside this court and inside the court, like earlier. So now you see. Now hit the like button, guys. Hit the like button. Hit the like button. Live from the Diddy trial. And live for the Diddy trial, we're gonna try to find that lady that went crazy inside there earlier. But also, there is this Garcia guy that worked in the Intercontinental Hotel on a day that Cassie got beat down on the video, the famous video. He pled the fifth and was granted immunity to testify. Okay, now this is where the RICO may come in. Now, I do know about bribery. Now, bribery is listed underneath crimes that fit underneath RICO. Now, the guy Garcia, who was given immunity to testify, he squealed. He squealed. He squealed on Diddy. He squealed on Diddy, guys. Hit the like button. Hit that like button. Now, for a lot of you people, you have been looking for the smoking gun to prove RICO. Because a lot of you don't like Diddy at all. Y'all want him gone. Y'all want him behind bars so he cannot hurt any more people. You know what I'm saying? Now, a lot of people that be in defense of Diddy, they say, listen, he's not really, this is not a RICO trial. This is, this is domestic violence. This is just about baby oil. You know what I mean? This is about baby oil or the baby oil. You know what I mean? You're going to put him in jail because he loved baby oil? So this right here is the reason so many people saying, look, this is a joke. This is not racketeering. This is not racketeering. This is about Johnson and Johnson. But Garcia on the stand today squealing. Some people may say rat, but he was subpoenaed. He was subpoenaed. He went up there. And I'm going to read to you what he had to say about the hotel incident. Okay, and he was cross-examined by the Diddy team, Brian Steele also. And shout out to you, Yerp. How you doing? That was the crazy beef from yesterday. Yeah, Miko. Yo, so that was the same crazy lady, right? That was screaming on my live. We're gonna walk over there and see if we can find her. LA Wilts sent me here. Yo, shout out to you, Akron. Shout out to my guy LA Wilts. Subscribe to my guy LA Wilts, then Black Lines channel. you know, for sending you here. Shout out to him, and like I said, shout out to you, Yerp. You know, Bad said it's getting you get an echo. All right, so let me see. Hey, am I still getting echo? Akron Sims. Miko says, I love baby or you too. Are we still getting echo, guys? Let me know before I start reading. I don't want to be reading and y'all can't hear. Sounds better? Okay, because I took the headphone out. Now I'm gonna put the headphone back in. Now am I getting all right, like I said, I don't want to be reading for 5 or 10 minutes and y'all can't hear. You know what I'm saying? You know, let me know if y'all can hear me. Because if y'all can't hear me, I might as well just show y'all the area. You know? But if there's some echo, but I can hear fine. Okay, Miko said you can hear fine. Okay. I don't hear an echo. Okay, good. Like I said, I don't want to be wasting my time. And like I said, a lot of people say this trial is about the oil, but we're going to get into maybe they have found Rico right now. All right, this is from CNN. All right, this is Garcia that worked for the Intercontinental Hotel, right? Eddie Garcia was granted immunity. All right, and Intercontinental Hotel security employee was the first witness to take the stand today. Okay, Garcia was a security officer at the hotel in 2016 and testified under an immunity order at the invoking his Fifth Amendment rights not to self-incriminate because he did not want to be charged himself, right? And so he had to plead the Fifth because he didn't want to tell on himself, but he was subpoenaed. They granted him immunity. Okay, Miko says Garcia is a rat. Oh man. All right. Garcia testified that he was working at the hotel in March 2016 when he was informed of a domestic dispute. All right, domestic dispute. All right. After reviewing the surveillance footage, he didn't initially realize the two individuals involved were Sean Diddy Combs and Cassie Ventura. He did not know. He did not know it was Puff Daddy, that Puff Daddy, right? Bad Boy Records CEO. Okay. Only later learning it was them, he said. Garcia said he believed that law enforcement was not called to respond to the dispute at the time because Cassie did not request the presence of police or medical attention. Okay, y'all following? Hit that like button, guys. Hit that like button. This is where I'm telling you, we're about to get into potentially Rico, right? We're about to get into potentially Rico in a minute as I continue reading on this nice day out here inside New York City. All right. The same day of the incidents, Combs' chief of staff, Christina Karam, asked Garcia if it was possible for her to get a copy of the video. Garcia said he told her she'd have to reach out to hotel management or get a subpoena to get the video. Garcia testified that Combs himself later called the security desk, sounding very nervous. Y'all follow? Sean Diddy Combs then called personally. Okay? He called personally, and LA Wilkes is in the building right now. Then Black Line, go ahead and subscribe to my guy channel. He called the front desk personally to speak about that video of him whipping on Cassie, in which we all seen, right? And they said he was sounding nervous. This is the guy, Garcia, on the stand, that was on the stand today. All right. Garcia testified. Combs later himself called, sounding nervous, and asked him to provide the video, saying that if the footage got out, he felt it could ruin him. So Diddy felt that footage of him beating Cassie could ruin him at the time, and he did not want it to be released into the media for the public to see, because Diddy thought at the time, he knew it was bad. He knew the video was bad if it was being released. And he said it could ruin him. And Diddy was right. Diddy was right. So let's see what else. Sean Diddy Combs called Garcia personal phone later that night and asked him again to see the footage, telling Garcia he'd take care of him, which Garcia testified he understood Combs meant financially. Boom. Boom, guys. Hit that like button. Hit the like button. Now, this is where the feds are really digging into the RICO. Bribery falls underneath the RICO, guys. Bribery falls underneath the RICO. And this is one of the reasons why the feds charged Diddy with federal RICO racketeering. Okay? Because they knew they had this. And shout out to Jazzy P in the building. Shout out to you, Jazzy P. Hola. Hola, Jazzy P. Jones. Salute, 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 salute. Now, there's another witness on the stand. We're going to get to him later on. Maybe on the next live, but like I said, we still got to find that lady that went crazy and started cursing inside the courtroom. But now they're getting to the RICO, guys. I mean, I want y'all guys' opinion. I don't know, you know, I'm no legal expert. I'm not the lead attorney or anything like that. I want y'all guys, you know what I'm saying? Let's see. Just the hero. Well, this channel was about covering the Diddy trial. Are you into the Diddy trial, Jester Hero? Are you into the Diddy stuff, Jester Hero? hey, Jester Hero. Are you into Diddy stuff? Hit that like button. Subscribe to the channel. All right. Listen. He said, Garcia, the guy that's on the stand. Some of you guys call him a rat. Garcia said, Diddy said he'd take care of him, which meant financially. All right. Now, this is the handoff. This is the handoff, guys, right now. This is the handoff of money exchange. And it's a big amount of money, guys. Hit the like button. It's a big amount of money. And this comes into play. All right. Garcia testified that he called his boss, Bill Badrano. Now, there's a Bill Badrano involved to tell him that Combs was willing to pay for the video. Badrano, Garcia said, asked if he'd pay $50,000 for it. So this guy just ratted out Badrano also. So the guy that's testifying that has been granted immunity ratted out his boss, guys, just now. He ratted out his boss. Woo! There is no honor amongst thieves, right? You know? Oh, God. Okay. $50,000 for it, right? In which Garcia confirmed with Combs he would. All right, so Combs agreed to pay the $50,000, okay? Garcia testified the next day. Madrana downloaded the video onto a thumb drive that he gave to Garcia, who handed off the thumb drive to Combs in person. Okay. Then, Eddie, my angel, I knew you could help, Garcia said Sean Diddy Combs told him. So Sean Diddy Combs called Garcia his angel for handing him a copy. It was a copy. It was a copy of the video. Garcia testified that he signed a NDA on Combs' company letterhead and confirmed the footage he provided was the copy. Was the only copy. All right, was the only copy. That's key right there. There's some wind coming in right now. So Diddy thought that was the only copy, but the guy, Garcia, they had downloaded a copy on a drive, right? So they gave Diddy a copy, but there was still another copy. He signed the NDA stating that was the only copy that he gave Diddy, guys. Hit that like button as you guys come in, okay? Hit that like button. All right. Garcia also testified that during the meeting with Combs, he spoke with Cassie on FaceTime who assured him that she wanted this to go away. So Cassie was like, look, I just want this to go away. Let's bury this video. You know, now, of course, people would say, well, she was scared. You know, so of course she's going to say bury the video. She did, obviously, she didn't go to the police about the beating. And she wanted to go away. You know what I mean? So she wanted the situation to go away about the beating. All right, the payment. Garcia testified that Combs gave him $100,000 cash after he signed the NDA. 100 grand. Diddy gave him 100 grand for the video, but Diddy thought it was the only copy. It was another copy. Okay. Garcia said Combs asked him how he was planning to spend the money and suggested Garcia not make any big purchases. Garcia testified that he split the money with Madrano and Henry Elias, the other officer on duty at the time of the incident. Man, he just ratting. He is just ratting out these other security guards. Oh my goodness. Woo, man. All right. All right. He testified that he gave $50,000 to Madrano and $20,000 to Elias, and that he bought a used car in cash with the $30,000 he kept for himself. He said he did not deposit any of the money into a bank account or report it on his taxes. Oh, God. And he has immunity, though, now. He has immunity, but he's ratting out everybody else. He has immunity. This testimony right now, that's why he pled the fifth. Hit that like button. You know what I'll do with 100 grand, says Miko. Where Gina at, says Jazzy P. Jones. Shout out to you, Sharice Brewster. You were supposed to delete the video, Diddy. No. What happened, TK? Now, I don't know. Maybe it's going to come out. Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, well, the video that they found, did they find that during a raid at Diddy's house? Or did they use the one that they kept? Because there were two copies. Diddy just thought it was one copy. That'll probably come out. Let me see. Let me go back into my notes. Hit that like button, guys. Hit that like button. Now, guys, this guy, Garcia, $100,000 payment. Talking about, you know, he didn't report it to taxes and this and that. Diddy told him to not make big purchases because it was under the table. Guys, did the feds just prove RICO with this whistleblower testifying that he was paid $100,000 to hide the video, which was a video of a crime, technically of an assault, right? Delete the video, right? Did they prove Diddy did a criminal act by paying off the guy to give him the video? Is paying a guy, a security guard, not a police officer, but a security guard, $100K for a video of an act of violence, is that illegal to do? Y'all guys tell me. I'm not sure. I don't know. Is that for now? Bribery falls underneath the RICO Act. So you could say he bribed a security officer at the Intercontinental Hotel. Now, he did not bribe a police officer. Now, that would have been very much a crime. Is it a crime to bribe a security officer? You know, a normal security officer. Maybe the crime comes in because you're trying to get a video of you doing a crime, which is assault to Cassie. I don't know. I don't know the law. And those jurors is going to have to understand, what does this mean? Because if that's a crime, does that mean they have finally proven RICO with this testimony? Of course, that's if the jurors, once again, wants to believe the Garcia guy, the security that was there. Now, I believe him. Why wouldn't the jury believe the guy? This is big. This is big, guys. Hit the like button, guys. Hit the like button. Travel Squad says it seems like security should be the one on trial. LOL. That's why he pleaded the fifth. Travel Squad. He said, you know, look, Y'all call me in here, all right, give me immunity, sign the immunity. Dude did not pay his taxes on that hundred or on the money that Diddy gave him. So yes, technically, the IRS can come after him. That's for sure. Travel Squad, that is for sure. I don't know how that works. He testified about this under immunity. Does that mean the IRS can still come after him because of this testimony? Maybe not. Maybe not. I don't know how that works. But we put it all out there for you guys. I think now we're starting to understand why the federal government, or the feds, think they have a RICO case against them. This is what people have been waiting for. The financial stuff. Now, right now, the Diddy's finance officer, finance, whatever you want to call him, financial officer, is testifying in the court right now. I'm gonna get to that in a later live. So I got to get some more notes on that. I don't know what's being said 100%, but they are coming hard trying to prove the financial stuff and the RICO right now. And will this testimony you see today coming out of the security and the financial officer, Barry Diddy, in the eyes of those jurors, in the eyes of the jurors, in the eyes of the jurors. Now, Brian Steele did cross-examine. Brian Steele did cross-examine the security guard. And let's see what Brian Steele, Diddy's lawyer, had to say about this testimony. All right. Brian Steele, right? Defense attorney Brian Steele asked Eddie Garcia if he got a good feeling about Sean Diddy Combs, who acted professionally in the transaction. Even though Garcia testified that he was looking out his rear view mirror to see if Combs was following him after the meeting, Garcia said. So Garcia said after the meeting, when the money was exchanged, Garcia was looking out of his rear view mirror to make sure Diddy wasn't following him. Brian Steele, who is Diddy's attorney, then reviewed sections of the non-disclosure agreement that Garcia said he didn't read when he signed it. So he signed the NDA, he didn't read it. So Steele read that NDA inside the courtroom, guys. Brian Steele honed in on the section of the non-disclosure agreement that included provisions for when Garcia could discuss the confidential information without breaching the agreement. A provision allowed for Garcia to disclose the information to law enforcement or other government bodies if necessary without breaching the agreement, but required Garcia to notify Sean Diddy Combs' company. The non-disclosure agreement also included a non-disparagement clause. Brian Steele completed the cross-examination, and prosecutor Bitsy Steiner is questioning Garcia on redirect examination. And then later on, the security guard that was paid the money, he said he later reached out to Sean Diddy Combs about work opportunities, but never heard back from Sean Diddy Combs. Eddie Garcia testified that he reached out to Sean Diddy Combs through Instagram around 2017-18, asking Combs if he had any work for when Combs was in Los Angeles. Combs never responded, Garcia said. I guess Diddy was like, look, I gave you 100K. You know what I'm saying? You ran out that money. You ran out of the money. Remember, the incident was in 2016. So, and then he started hitting up Diddy about a job opportunity in 2017-18. And Combs just like, look, I don't want to meet up with you no more. I just paid you off. I don't want to hear from you ever again. You know what I mean? Obviously. Yeah, so right now the finance chief is on a stand right now. So we're gonna get into that one a little later. Hit that like button, guys. Hit the like button. Live from the Diddy trial. We are live from the Diddy trial. Hit the like button. We're gonna walk around and see if we can find that lady that was acting and running amok inside the courtroom earlier today. The crazy lady. Let me read some of your comments. Is this testimony you guys are hearing right now? Does this prove the RICO, the bribery? Like I said, I showed y'all the list. Matter of fact, let me get to some of your comments first. Let me see what y'all saying, because bribery does fall under RICO. Hit that like button, says yerp. So literally no proof of Diddy paying him, says walking and talking with Mr. Green. Hey man, I believe, like, I know there's no like, but he did sign an NDA, and there is this proof about the NDA and this and that. So he paid them. Now, does that mean? And I believe all the jurors is going to believe the testimony about the payment, right? Now, is that a crime? Is that a crime? That's the big thing. You know, that it does the jury. Would the jury think that that's a crime, right? Obviously, Diddy said it's going to ruin his life if he got out there. Now, the crime was the beatdown, right? Now, is covering up the crime a crime? I guess you could say yes. But Cassie did not file charges. Maybe if Cassie would have filed charges and they were looking for the video evidence and they could not find the video evidence because Diddy destroyed it or, you know, paid off the security to give it to him, you could say that's a crime, hiding evidence in a official open case. But there was no open case about the crime that was committed, guys. So technically, they did not destroy evidence that was being used inside of an open case, because there was never a criminal case open for the beatdown of Cassie. Like I said, I'm so glad I'm not on that jury, guys. I'm just trying to explain this stuff in layman's terms, because I'm not no expert in law or anything like that. Now, some people don't like the system because, you know, like I said, the government, they can lock you up for basically almost anything, and they can just like stretch the law out and stretch the meaning and the terms of the law. And this is where we at right now. I don't know if y'all understand what I'm saying. I'm trying to, you know, be as common sense as a normal regular Joe that's following this case as possible. Diddy should ask for his money back, says Travel Squad from Garcia. Miko says Garcia is a rat, or hearsay, he never reported the money and he's a criminal. Why believe him? Raze got to be sweaty today with all them layers, says Jack Black. Yes, it is a nice day out here. It's nicer than I thought it was going to be, actually. It is very nice day. But if you underdress, you're going to start, already got a little sore throat. You underdress, guess what? You're going to catch walk-in pneumonia trying to, act like it's a dead heat of summer. But hit the like button, guys. Hit that like button. Let's see. It sounded, Travel Squad says, it sounded like he offered money for the tape and security agreed. When does the bribery come in? I guess to bribe them to not show law enforcement the tape. But here's the key. Here is the key, which the defense probably might talk about. I don't know. There was no criminal case open. So maybe, I mean, I'm just trying to see. I don't know. We need some legal experts around here, because if there wasn't a criminal case open, and that was, let's say if there was a criminal case open and that video was going to be needed for the criminal case, and then Diddy say, all right, give me that tape and let's hide the tape, I'll pay you. Now you are interfering with an official criminal investigation, but there was not one open. There was none open. Now you can say, would there have been one open if the security staff handed over the tape to the police without, Cassie knowing, and let the police investigate? And then that would be an official criminal investigation, right? But you could say Diddy prevented that criminal investigation by telling them, look, let's leave it between us and this and that. So how do y'all guys feel about that? How do y'all guys feel about that? And that's, that's you guys is juror number 13. You know what I'm saying? We're just trying to make sense of this RICO racketeering. Is this RICO racketeering? You know, did the feds use the RICO racketeering in the proper way, or they're overreaching? Should they have charged Diddy with something else? This is highly interesting. This is going to set a big precedent for these jurors come in with the verdict if they find him guilty, because that's going to set a huge precedent. Uh, let's see. Rails the Hater says, don't think it's a federal crime. They stretching it for sure. So you're saying this is a stretch. So Rails the Hater says it is a stretch. Hit the like button, guys. Subscribe to the channel outside the Diddy Court house. All right. So this is Sharice. I don't know what's going to happen to Puff Daddy if he going to get locked. Bad says Diddy is cooked. They have nothing if this is all they have, says walking and talking with Mr. Green. Now, I'm gonna get into the next live. I'm gonna talk about the financial guy that's on the stand, that Bad Boy Records financial teeth. He's on the stand spilling the beans about something. So but I'm gonna have to go into that later, a little bit later on. Rails the Hater, it would be obstruction of investigation, which would be a state crime related to the domestic violence. It's not RICO. So Rails the Hater says it would be obstruction of investigation, which would be a state crime related to the domestic violence. It's not RICO. Okay. So if if LA or California bring up the charge, that will be a state crime related to a domestic violence if he was charged with that, with the domestic violence. If he was trying to, if he was trying to hide evidence of the domestic violence, let's say he was charged with domestic violence out there inside California, and he tried to hide the evidence of that domestic violence. But like I said, Cassie didn't press charges. Obviously, she was scared to press charges. She wasn't going to press charges. So you could say, well, she didn't press charges because Diddy scared the hell out of her, right? Which that could be true. That could be true. And but is that part of the RICO, federal RICO? Did the government overreach? That we still. Cherie says to miss everybody should go down as well. All right. Bribery, Travel Squad, bribery would be more if the security was threatening to go to the cops, and then Diddy would have offered money for him not to go. Oh, interesting. Interesting, Travel Squad. Now, I didn't get word about that in the testimony that he was threatening to go to the police. I did not hear that was testified inside the courtroom today, that he wanted to go to the police, and did he threaten him and bribe them not to? The security guard assured him through FaceTime that she just wanted it to go away. So Cassie assured the security guard she just wanted the thing to go away. She wasn't going to press charges or anything. Interesting. Like I said, I would not want to be on that jury. I would not want to be on that jury because we all know Diddy did some shady stuff. Diddy is a shady character, you know what I mean? And more than likely he beat some people up, you know what I'm saying? Which the video shows. You as a juror, would you let your emotions get to you and say, look, I don't like Diddy. I don't like him. Never liked him. I don't like the way he moves. I don't like the way he treats his artists. Shady music deals, record deals. We've heard about this. So I'm going to lock him up anyway. 15 years. I just never liked him. 15 years of life on the RICO. It was a crime, says Anonymous 65. Bribery. Those guys got immunity because taking a bribe could be considered being an accessory to a crime. Yes, Anonymous. And they knew that. We're just trying to say and see, um, did the security guards have a duty to return to give that video to the police, even though Cassie said she just wanted to move on? Did they have a duty as security guards to report the crime? Which was it a crime? It was a crime. Did they break the law by not turning over the security footage to the LAPD? I think certain states have different laws for that. I believe maybe that is a crime that they did not, technically, everything is, like I said, everything is a crime these days. So everything is on the law. Everything is on the books as a crime. You know what I'm saying? So you can't get away with a lot of stuff these days, you know? So everything is a crime. You can agree with it or not. But technically, that might be a crime that they committed by not handing over a assault video to the LAPD in itself. Puff Daddy was on drugs and hitting on a woman. Novel men should never hit on her. Travel Squad, but NDA said they could show the tape though. Yes. So the NDA said they could show the tape, right? That's what you understood by the NDA that was read inside the courtroom today by Brian Steele. Interesting. Interesting. Like I said, I would not want to be on that jury. He never told law enforcement to nor show the tape. Says walking and talking. CC says overreaching. The feds are overreaching with this. Where would the obstruction be if no crime was reported? Man. We gotta get some legal scholars on, man, because this legal talk is it could get really jumbled up, man. But that's why they have the trials and they have the 12 jurors. So I highly doubt the 12 jurors, they don't know anything, just like us talking. They don't know the law like that, those 12 jurors. And they're probably they're probably asking the same questions we're asking. Now they're going to get guidance from the judge and stuff like that inside that courtroom. You know what I mean? And of course, if they need help with the law, I guess the jury would get taught the law while they are serving on a jury somehow. You know what I mean? So interesting time. Interesting time. This case is interesting right now. Are they proving Rico, guys? Let's see. Domestic violence case is too late to charge. It's no case, says walking and talking with Mr. Green. Jane Smith, if he didn't pay them off to delete the original video, was it really a crime or just bad company conduct on the part of the security guards? Yes, because they made a copy. They did not destroy. They just gave Diddy a copy. He thought it was the only copy, but they downloaded a copy. They downloaded another copy so they could keep a copy, and they gave Diddy another copy, and they gave Diddy a copy of the tape. Howdy, interesting. Howdy, interesting. What's good, Stacks 82? Salute, Stacks 82. Like I said, all hell we broke loose earlier inside the courtroom. We're gonna walk around and see if we can find a lady that was cursing inside the courtroom, and the sheriffs had to escort her out. She was screaming, grab your guns, yeah, stuff like that. So and she was like, hey, Diddy, they trying to F you up. And Diddy had his mouth open, just like in shock. So shout out to you, Stacks 82. It would be extortion, a crime on part of the security. So Rails the Hater says the Travel Squad, that would be extortion, a crime on part of the security. Diddy is a dirtbag, but not a racketeer, says CC. Y'all agree with CC? One Love says, salute King, shout out to you. Hit that like button, guys, as we come live from the Diddy trial. right there. We're gonna walk around to see if we can find the person that caused the commotion inside the courtroom, and hope she don't curse Raze out, because she seems very volatile. Like I said, we heard from her on my live stream yesterday, talking crazy, and she actually got inside. And let's see. It says salute one love. Where's the evidence for S trafficking? Says 313 note. The S trafficking, maybe they're saying those like the people like the Punisher, the people that went to the freak offs and did strip teases and played with the baby oil with Cassie and Diddy. Maybe they crossed state lines, and that's automatic, I guess, sex trafficking for bringing sex workers in to play with the baby oil. And now I don't agree that should be sex trafficking, guys, unless the people were underage. I believe they were consenting adults. Who cares? They got paid. Now, I guess you could say, well, paying people for prostitution is illegal in most states in the U.S., so he broke the law. But I don't think that should be sex trafficking. You can charge them with prostitution. Say it's prostitution. That's why some people don't. They're not really. They like, oh, is he overcharged? That's the thing. Is he overcharged? That's the thing. Yeah, he's guilty of something, but is he overcharged with the federal sex trafficking RICO? Like I said, if the girls were underage, that'd be one thing. He'll be found guilty because underage girls can't consent. If the girls were forced to go to those freak offs, then they can prove that he forced those girls, kidnapped the girls to go to those freak offs, then he will be found guilty easily, right? But if they are just groupies or work or sometimes escort from a escort company or private that did it as adults, it's like, is that really sex trafficking? I know technically it is, but I think it shouldn't be. So, and that's why I'm glad I'm not on that jury. Hit that like button. You've done shady stuff too. Most of us have. We're human. Prostitutes, drugs. No one's perfect, says Walking and Talking with Mr. Green. One Love. LAPD has a duty of responsibility as well, says One Love. Did you see Cameron comment this morning? He interviewed one of the male escorts. No, I did not see that. So he interviewed one of the male escorts. What was said? What was said, Anonymous? I'm going to check that out. Travel Squad, yeah, the security just should have done their job and report the crime. Bribery would have come in if Diddy was offering money to prevent them from reporting the crime. Okay. So Travel Squad said if he was threatening and bribing them off from, if they testified that, hey, we was trying to report it, which they didn't. They didn't testify that they wanted to report it. They were just saying, look, they seemed like they wanted to. Cassie didn't report it. So basically, they was leaving it alone. I don't think they had any intention to show it to the police. So they didn't testify that they were scared or this and that. That's a tough spot for security. Now, in their head, they're the security guard, right? And if Diddy say, hey, guy said 50 grand, I mean, that ching ching, and in your head as a security guard, you're like, well, Cassie, she's not reporting it to the police anyway, so I might as well get paid off of this video if she's not going to report it to the police. It'd be one thing if Cassie went to the police and the police came and Diddy hit you up and say, hey, I'll give you a 50 grand, 100 grand for that video and this and that. Then, as a security guard, even myself, I might have to be like, oh, you know what? I can't do that. I'm going to get in trouble. That's obvious. If the case already was being investigated by the police, I would be scared to give Diddy that thing, even for $500,000. Because I know The police is gonna come. Where's that tape? Where's the video? They're gonna find out that I was paid off during the investigation. But if there's no investigation, guys, it is like, hey, well, you know, how much? Are you going 100 grand? Oh, okay. Yeah, I mean, she's not doing a filing no charges, right? Which Cassie assured the security that she wasn't filing charges. She just wanted to go away. Nope, pay me. Which, but there can be a crime in so many little. The feds can find a crime in anything. That's what I'm saying. You know, there's a, you know, everything is criminal. Now, him not paying the taxes on it because, of course, he's going to keep that on the low. Oh man, oh man, oh man, what a disaster! What a disaster! Woo! This is why so many people in jail, man. Stuff like this. So many people get caught up with certain people that, you know what I'm saying, and they go to jail. They go to jail eventually. Let me see. I agree, Cerise. Jurors are laughing at the U.S. in court. They checked out. Well, Tisa Tells reported that the jury was laughing at the defense attorney as laughing as the defense attorney Brian Steele was cross-examining Mia, who was the victim number 4 that claimed Diddy assaulted her. One Love says, "What about common sense? Is this Beetlejuice from Howard Stern?" No, this is Raze from Brooklyn. Thank you for helping my algorithm. You know, hit that like button. Let me see. You smoke? No, I'm not a smoker, Venom. This guy was recruiting women and men and flying them around for the freak-off parties, and he was doing it through force and coercion. So Johnny says that it was through force and coercion. Now I can see coercion for maybe Cassie, but for regular sex workers, I can't see force. Now for Cassie, maybe the jury will see force because she was scared. Regular sex workers, nah, I don't buy that at all. You know. Did he fight in Rico by himself? Says P. Smith, because his co-conspirators are testifying against him. His co-conspirators are testifying. The feds want Diddy. They don't want nobody else. They want Diddy. They want Diddy. They want Diddy. They don't want nobody else. They want Diddy. If they wanted everybody else, they would be, you know, his co-defendants. But they want them to testify against Diddy because they want Diddy. Now, would those 12 jurors help the feds nail Diddy? Pause. Would those 12 jurors cooperate and help the feds with their 95% conviction rate in these type of cases? Will they continue the feds' great conviction rate by finding Diddy guilty, all 12 jurors? Yet to find out. We'll see. Free Diddy says, let me see. Raise a flash and a bottle of baby oil. Yes. Hey, this is what this is what a lot of people are saying that this case is about. The baby oil. The baby oil, the Johnson & Johnson. And this should not be a RICO. Now, like I said, a couple of people want to stand today is testifying, and the feds is trying to prove RICO. Finances. Financial crimes. Financial briberies. And I don't know what that chief of finance is saying right now as we speak. I'm gonna come back live later on and have an update on that. Maybe that might be the nail in the coffin for Diddy. I don't know. I gotta see what's being said. Because now they're inside Diddy's finances, credit cards, business bank accounts. How did he spend business money? What up? You good? This trial, man. I'm on the live right now, but they can't see you. But this trial, man, is crazy. I don't know if you've been listening. Uh huh. Uh huh. The prosecution. Now you're not on camera right now, but they can hear you right now. But you don't mind? Okay, okay. So you're saying that you think he can walk? Okay. All right. So we got to. Kid Cudi. Right. The, with the DNA and everything, the Molotov cocktail, it was a female DNA on it. Yeah, of course, and everybody agrees about beating up the girls wrong. You know what I'm saying? So some jurors might be like, you know what? Let's lock this monster up anyway. But that's not what the trial is about. It's about racketeering, RICO. Now there was a guy, a chief financial on the stand right now, a chief financial guy for the bad boy. He's testifying about credit cards, business cards, and stuff like that. So I'm gonna see what's going on with that. But the guy that was at the security in the Intercontinental, he said Diddy paid him $100,000 to hide to give him a copy of the tape that he beat up Cassie on. Now, I know bribery falls underneath the RICO, but there was no criminal charges brought up because Cassie didn't file criminal charges. There was civil charges, but just because they hid the tape or gave Diddy the tape, did they instruct an investigation? But there was no investigation because Cassie said she wasn't going to press charges. She told security, "I'm not pressing charges. Let me get the tape." Hmm. Right. Yeah, he paid her 20 million. Yeah. Right. Yeah. Yeah, because he made a copy and gave Diddy a copy, but Diddy thought it was the only copy. You know what I'm saying? But was that a crime? Like, was that a bribery crime? It wasn't bribing the police. He bribed the security guard, but the security guard wasn't saying he was going to take it to the police. There was no case. He didn't file a, you know. Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's what they were just saying in the court. They were testifying today in the court about that. The guy that worked at the hotel said Diddy paid $100,000 that he split with another security guard, and to but it wasn't like did he threaten him saying, "Look, don't show that to the police" or nothing like that. Yeah, Cassie went on a FaceTime with the security guard, said, "I'm not doing the charge. I'm not filing no charges." You know, right, right, right. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Maybe they overreached. That's why I've been talking. Maybe they overreached with the federal racketeering and RICO charges. Uh, yeah, baby oil. Yo, man. Yeah, I'll be out here. Salute, man. All right. Yeah, guys, hit the like button, guys. You talk about this case. Raze, you carry baby oil with you. You going to be glistening outside of that courthouse. Yeah, I see the bottle of baby oil on my dressers. Hey, let me take this down and make a point. You know what I'm saying? But shout out to you, Drew. Diddy made another rich man mad. That rich man had more money than Diddy and power. It's a setup. I remember when tricking was legal. $40 would make your day better, says P. Smith. Hit the like button, guys. Jonathan says they have Diddy on the Mann Act, the transportation of individuals across state lines or interstate commerce for the purpose of prostitution or other sexual activity. Yes. And I believe that should not be a crime, to be honest with you. So if I was in that jury, I'd be like, F that. Now, and like I said, the only way is if they were forced as for like kidnapped or if they underage. Then I say guilty, but you know, come on. So that's why I say I don't want to be in that jury. I wouldn't want to be in that jury. You know, nah. I mean, uh, Killer Rab says free Diddy. You should you should use you holding the baby oil as a thumbnail for today's live. I should, right? I should, right? As a shout out to you, Anonymous. Free Diddy. He just a freak. That's all. TMZ is known for paying for exclusive footage and information about celebrities, including videos, photos, and tips. Hit the like button, guys. Like the stream, says Anonymous65. So why cannot a security get paid off? Shout out to Brandon Clark Stocks Passports in the building. If it doesn't fit, you must acquit, says Sterling Lowry. Super chat to cash chats or appreciate it. Yes, hit the super chat if y'all liking the coverage of the Diddy trial. Lower Manhattan. We're about to walk over there and see if we can find a person that was saying they're trying to F you over Diddy inside the courtroom. She was escorted out. We'll see if we can run into her. Hopefully she won't curse me out. Cassie was calling for the company. All right, Cassie was calling the company herself. She wanted freak offs. They have text messages that are proof, but they want to say he made them write that. Baby, are you right, Anthony? They just want to convict him in public before the verdict. TMZ, all right. Let me see. I just read that. Puff Daddy not getting bail. No, he's not getting bail. I mean, that's too late for the. He's not getting bail. He's not getting bail. He is not getting a bail. That's not happening right now at this point at this stage of the game. He just hoping to get released by July 4th. He should walk. There is no Rico. I am confused on baby oil. Have anything with this case? Well, hey, listen, and I mean that's what the feds found inside of his house out there in Florida. A whole lot of baby oil in lube. Hit that like button, guys. Live coverage from the Diddy trial. And a whole lot of baby oil in lube. A whole lot of baby oil in lube. You know. Hit that like button. Hit the like button. Hit the like button, guys. Let's see. Thank you for that super chat, L.A. Wilkes, Thin Black Line, for the $5 free sticky nipples. Thank you for that $4.99. Subscribe to my guy, L.A. Wilkes, Thin Black Line channel, guys. He's going to be covering this case also on this channel. So shout out to him for that $5 donation. Raze Cerveza / travel fund. Like I said, on a nice, beautiful day out here inside New York City. It's warmer than I thought. I have to take my jacket off and start flexing on. I'm gonna have to flex on Tisa Tails over there when she come out. I'm gonna flex on Tisa Tails. You see. Shout out to T. Williams in the building. All right, let's get ready. Let's get ready to walk over there and see if we can find that lady that was screaming and cursing inside the courtroom earlier today. Kevin Abreu says, "Stop tearing down black men like Diddy." Oh man. Let me see. I from Australia, says Suzette. Hello, Suzette. Hopefully all is well with you, Suzette, out there. The laying down under. It's going to be high 80s all week. Yes, I realize that now, Killer Bro. Killer Rob. I realize that. I'm gonna go flex over there on Tisa Tells. Come out. See. Yeah, but hit that like button, guys. What up, Big Super is in the building. Salute, Big Super is here. Man, you know, it was some screaming. Man, I wish you was in that courtroom. It was some, they had to escort the crazy lady out, man. They had to escort the crazy lady out of the courtroom. She was running them up. So about, yeah, bring the guns. Diddy, they effing with you. Diddy was looking in amazement. This lady right here, this lady right there, she was running amok inside the courtroom. The sheriffs had to escort her out. That lady, we're gonna go try to find her right now and see what she has to say. You know, we're gonna see if she's on the other side, see what she has to say. Hit that like button. Hit that like button, guys. Hit that like button. I love your video, says Charlize. I'm in the office right now, Big Super. All right, so you're inside the office right now? Yeah, that happened earlier, Big Soup. Are you pro or anti-Diddy going to prison? I am, as far as I'm playing juror, right? I'm trying to see if do I feel comfortable helping the government with the RICO and racketeering. I think they be stretching, these charges on people sometime. And do I want to help them put Diddy in jail for that? Now, I do believe Diddy did, do some harm to people, and he should pay for that. But I think he should be charged appropriately. And definitely, if this was a domestic violence case, I would definitely find him guilty. You know what I'm saying? I would definitely find him. If Cassie went and charged, had charges against some, hell, like if she charged him, if she had charges against him after the video, and she went to the police and he was arrested. If I'm on the jury, I'm finding him guilty. And whatever the judge sentenced him, they sentence him. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying. This is, and unfortunately, this is not about domestic violence. It's not that case. Do I feel comfortable with all of this RICO stuff? Do I understand it enough to put him in jail for the RICO racketeering? And that's the issue. I think Diddy is a shady person. Don't get me wrong. I think he's a bad person. I told you I won't hang out with him because, like the security guards that was paid $100,000, Diddy can drag you into some mess just being around him, being in his presence. He can get you in a situation when you board to testify in federal court because of him. Look at the Shine incident. Shine did 10 years. But if I was on this jury, would I find him guilty of federal racketeering, S trafficking? Y'all heard my opinion on the S trafficking laws that's written. I don't think they should be that rough. I think the S trafficking should be if you were forced, kidnapped, or if you were underage crossing state lines. Or you don't even have to cross state lines as far as being kidnapped, or you could get kidnapped in New York and be forced to do acts in New York. I'll find you guilty on for that. You know what I'm saying? Or if it's underage. Salute Jake White. Nice day to be out. Mac Attack says she already took the money, so domestic is off the table for a charge. Hope they don't botch the case, says Mac Attack. And that's what some people are thinking, that they might botch it. I don't know if you just heard the guy I was talking to just now, but he was saying he don't think they really have much with the racketeering. But we got to see what the latest guy that was testifying says. The financial officer that was ahead of Bad Boy. I don't know what he's saying right now. I'm gonna come back live later on with that. Would you still get with Cassie if the opportunity was there knowing what you know now? I wouldn't search it out. She's just had a kid also. And I believe she's pregnant again. But she has about $20 million in her bank account. You know what I'm saying? So you might have to take one for the team. You know what I mean? You might have to think about the money. You might have to think like those female Instagram models, how they get with celebrities and get with guys and money that are like 40 years older than them. Might have to just go ahead and do it to stimulate your bank account. She had to be in the overflow room, says Big Super. No, she was out. She was here earlier before the jurors entered the court. So that happened early this morning, Big Super. Statute of limitations on domestic violence is 2 years in New York, says Big Super, who is inside there right now in the overflow room. Cassie found out that Diddy only treated her like that. Jennifer Lopez said nothing about getting peed. Well, sorry, I should specify, says Suzanne. That's okay, Suzanne. 50 is a beast. 50 Cent. She got 30 million in her bank account. Don't forget about. No, I didn't forget about the 10 million. But we all know that the lawyers take a bunch of that. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I just said 20, because she didn't get the full 20 million, and she didn't get the full 10 million from the hotel, the Intercontinental Hotel, in which she got that 10 million right before trial. She testified. But I know what you're saying. So I would say about. That's why I said she got around 20 million in those lawsuits, because like I said, she got to split a bunch of that with the give a high percentage of that to the lawyers. You know what I'm saying? Lawyers got 30% cut, yeah, on both of them. So that's why I didn't say, 30 million. She did not get the 10 million. She had testified, Big Super, right? But she testified when she was. They asked her outright. The defense asked her, "Did you get $10 million?" And she said yes. I think she said it came. It came like a week before trial. I mean, that's what I recall. But she did win the suit. So even if it didn't get into her bank account, she won a suit or whatever settlement, $10 million from that Intercontinental Hotel. And of course, y'all know about the $20 million payout from Diddy himself. So she settled for 10, but she didn't get paid. Okay, I could have sworn she said she got the payout. I could have sworn she said she got the pay. Maybe I heard Mr. But she has $10 million on the way. So you might have to get with her anyway. You know what I'm saying? You might just have to get with her anyway. You know? Oh man. Yeah. All right. Hit the like button. Everybody that's new to the channel. Anybody's new to the channel. Nah, that's not trauma. Mac attack. That's sport rejection. Says Killer Rob. Oops. What's in the cargo crate on the right? On the cargo crate on the right. Oh, over there. I don't know what's in there. I don't know what's in there. And I'm not gonna climb up there and find out. I'm not trying to get shot. You know what I'm saying? Well, what is he doing up there? You know what I'm saying? The RICO charge is so the government can take his money, says Laham. Well, I don't believe in that stuff because the government has enough money. They don't need Diddy's money. But you can say the government just like to find crimes and they like to mess with people sometimes, man. You know what I'm saying? I mean, the government prints money, so have you saying they just want to F with Diddy and take all of his assets and make him pay because they think he's a bad person? That could be right. You know, the government, the feds might just think Diddy is a bad person, like we do. We believe Diddy's a bad person, and they say, you know what? Well, we're going to get at this bad person by putting them under federal RICO charges. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it's the government, man. I mean, it's the feds. They can do whatever they want to do. Now, hit that like button, guys. Let's try to find that lady that ran amok inside the courtroom earlier. Let's see if she cursed Raze out. She's pretty crazy. So we're gonna walk to the other side, see who we run into, guys. Hit the like button. Uh, hit that like button, guys. We're gonna see if you're gonna run into that lady that caused the stir inside the courtroom today earlier, and see what she has to say. Why she did what she did. Of course, now she's always out here. She's been out here ever since I've been out here every day. Now she's more than likely banned from going inside the courtroom now. So she got herself banned from ever going back inside there. Let's see. Let's get ready to walk over there and see what we can find. We can find that lady. Get the lights up, guys. Live from the Diddy trial, Lower Manhattan. Let's take a walk. Let's take a walk this way so you can see the area a bit. We're gonna search for the lady that ran amok inside the courtroom earlier. Where are you? Federal federal court building, right there. We're trying to search for the lady that was cursing inside the courtroom earlier today. She should still be out here. We shall see. Super on steroids. No, I'm nasty, says Mac Attack. What the hell? If they take his money, it launches the prosecutors' careers and they are adding money to the books. He is no monster, just nasty. People act like DV never happened before. This case shaking my head. Let's try to find a lady that ran amok inside the courtroom earlier. Hit that like button. Hit that like button, guys. Beautiful day, Manhattan. After a couple of great days by the defense, the prosecutors have come through. Now a couple of witnesses trying to prove RICO. And some people may believe the prosecutors have been winning the. We head over to the other side, see who's out here. Run into that crazy lady that interrupted the courtroom and got tossed out. Her former security guard, Gene Dill, was around the courthouse today. You right back attack, but remember, you wouldn't know about how he got down unless they exposed it. There are a lot of sick dudes out here. What up, Future World Films? Paid witnesses says, shout out to you. Kaboom, guess who stepped in the room? Let's see if we can find that crazy lady, guys, that got thrown out the courtroom today. Live from the Diddy trial. All right. Get the lights up. Get the lights up. All right. I don't see the crazy lady so far. Where's she at? Where's she at? Where's she at? Where she went? She'll be back around. She'll be back around. Hit that like button, guys. All those tents is media outlets. Hold it. You my right here. Get the lights up, guys. Get the lights up live from Lower Manhattan. Daniel Patrick, United States Courthouse. Yeah, I don't see the crazy lady right now. We're gonna get some words from her, but she is not out here right now. She'll be back. We're gonna come back live later on anyway. She'll probably pop up once they adjourn for the day, right around 4 o'clock. This is embarrassing for the feds. They should have had stronger evidence, says travel squad. Like I said, I'm gonna come back live later on. I gotta see. I gotta note down exactly what was said by by the financial chief for Bad Boy. He is on a stand right now, testifying on the behalf of the prosecutors, and I'm quite sure Brian Steele or somebody on that Diddy team is going to cross-examine him. So I'm going to wait for that until I get the notes and stuff. Get the lights up though, guys. Mac Attack. Do Cassie have any brothers? He knows how to pick them. I was hoping that crazy lady would be out here right now, but she's not out here right now. So we'll see. Maybe she come back. We'll ask her why she was cursing inside the courtroom. Get the lights up, guys. Get the lights up. Get the lights up. So, guys, so far, do y'all believe today was a good day for the prosecutors? Proving Rico. Like I said, I think they had a tough day yesterday, a bad day yesterday, and on Friday. I believe the Diddy team, Brian Steele, was a star yesterday and on Friday. But I gotta admit, the prosecutors came back swinging with the uppercut to the chin. With the no telling what that chief financial officer is saying right now of the Bad Boy Records, what he's saying, and how is the jury receiving what that chief financial officer is saying? Are they understanding what he's saying financially? Was there a crime committed with the company debit and credit cards? I did see part of it where they said that Diddy did use some of the company money for personal use. So I'm going to get more into that on the next live when I get more of the testimony and the notes. You know, so far I can say that the prosecutors is having a decent day because of that whole bribery. And I don't, like I said, I'm just saying decent because I don't know if that rises to a RICO or guilt of committing a crime for offering money for that video, that beatdown video, because it wasn't police. He did not offer money to the police. He wasn't trying to bribe a police officer. He wasn't interfering in an official police case because there was no charges filed. So the police wasn't even looking for that video as evidence at all, technically. Highly, highly interesting. People are setting up the tents because, like, obviously this guy wants to be here all night, and I believe he probably wants to go inside the courtroom early in the morning. So some people put out their tents and sleep out here, camp out. You see all the news media across the street. They got their tents. They send in somebody early in the morning, and they got their cameras. So this is like the trial of the century right now. And that verdict, when that verdict is read over the next few weeks, on that day, this whole street is going to be packed. You ain't going to be able to walk. You ain't going to be able to walk over here. And there's going to be a lot of tents because people are going to be trying to get inside that courtroom for the verdict. Even though you can't record. You can't record in there. But just to be a part of history, just to hear the verdict, a lot of people are going to want to be inside. I'll be out here. As long as I still be inside the country, when the verdict is read, I'll come out here and go live. That guys are still talking to each other inside the chat. Hit that like button. And like I said, there is still Donald J. Trump in the hole, in the hole, just in case Diddy is convicted. Donald Trump says, I'll take a look at the situation, Diddy.
And this one's a little more of a page 6 question, but back when you listened to The Apprentice, you mentioned once in 2012 that Diddy was a good friend of yours back then. He has since found himself in some very serious legal trouble.
Yeah, that's true.
Would you ever consider pardoning him?
Well, nobody's asked. You had to be the one to ask, Peter, but nobody's asked. But I know people are thinking about it. I know they're thinking about it. I think some people have been very close to asking. First of all, I'd look at what's happening, and I haven't been watching it too closely, although it's certainly getting a lot of coverage. I haven't seen him. I haven't spoken to him in years. He used to really like me a lot, but I think when I ran for politics, he sort of, that relationship busted up. From what I read, I don't know. He didn't tell me that, but I'd read some little bit nasty statements in the paper all of a sudden. You know, it's different. You become a much different person when you run for politics and you do what's right. I could do other things, and I'm sure he'd like me, and I'm sure other people would like me, but it wouldn't be as good for our country. As we said, our country's doing really well because of what we're doing. So I can't. It's not a popularity contest. So I don't know. I would certainly look at the facts. If I think somebody was mistreated, whether they like me or don't like me, it wouldn't have any impact on me.
Mr. President,
And Donald J. Trump right there, you know, that was the talk over the weekend, discussing whether or not he will be willing to grant a pardon to Diddy. Trump will charge him money for a pardon, says Land. He had bad mouth Trump. Trump will not pardon him. Diddy don't support him. Well, let's say this. I didn't mean knowing Trump's ego. He knows if he pardons Diddy, guess what? Guess what? You know Trump likes this stuff. Diddy would go out his way to praise Trump at that moment. So even if he didn't support him before for politics, Trump knows if he were to give Diddy a pardon, Diddy would sing Trump's praises to the high heavens. And I think that'll probably be enough for Trump. No matter what happened in the past. Man, I used to think the same way, but me knowing Trump and his ego, he'll be leaving office. He won't have to run again, and he'll get all the praise in the world, and basically make Diddy go on his knees to praise him after he dissed him. So you gotta watch out for that. I would make that trade. Trump is going after his enemies. How much backlash would he get, bro? Suzette? Not much. By the time this trial is over, it'll be like another 2 years before Trump leaves office, right? Finish out his term. I mean, Trump don't really care. I mean, he's gonna be like in his 80s. He don't have to run again. You know. I mean, he just pardoned Larry Hoover who was the co-founder of the Gangster Disciples out there in Chicago. I mean, you got to remember, Trump don't care about backlash at all. That's the last thing Trump cares about. Trump cares about headlines. Even though you say, even guys like Raze, who I believe may testify on behalf of the defense team, Diddy's defense, he made some statements about free Diddy.
I feel like it's becoming a circus act for stuff that doesn't make any sense for what Diddy's being charged for. I mean, there's a lot of bad things happening, and we all agree with that. But a RICO, racketeering, sex trafficking, like I've been with Diddy a long time. And if I haven't seen any of these kind of heinous acts happening, then where was I when it was happening? If you told me that the Kardashians was being charged for racketeering, I might believe it. But Diddy, sex trafficking, and all these other extra things, like it's to me, knowing him, knowing the situation, being around with most of the people that's testifying, you know, I just feel like there's somebody at the top who's making a statement, who's making a point. I'm sure Diddy got the point. Free Diddy, he got the point. He's chilling now.
That's not how it works.
I mean, man, I know I get it, but I'm just keeping it real. Like, it's not okay to throw something extra on a man when the charges could have been something totally different.
Yeah, guys agree with Ray J. Free Diddy. The charges could have been something totally different. Instead of federal RICO racketeering, he's saying that the feds have overstepped their boundaries, and it's not fair. Free Diddy. Hit that like button, guys. This is crazy. I'm going to sleep. 4:15 a.m. Good night, Suzette. Thanks for tuning in. Suzette Stevens. Thank you. Thank you. Get your beauty sleep, Suzette. He has pardoned worse of criminals, says Travel Squad. Ray J is right, says Killer Rob. Guys, live Diddy trial. I was looking for the crazy lady that got kicked out of the courtroom earlier today, but she's not out here right now. If she comes back, she could come on my live stream a little bit if she comes back, if I see her. You know what I mean? If I see her, but she's not around right now. I'm gonna come back live like in an hour anyway to cover what's going on as far as the financial guy for the Bad Boy Records. See what he's testifying, what he is bringing to attention in front of those 12 jurors that has Diddy's freedom in the palm of their hands. Hit that like button. Hit the like button, guys. Subscribe to the channel. All right, guys, we're going to shut this one down for right now. And we're going to come back live in like another hour. And I have more information on the testimony that's going on right now by the financial chief of Bad Boy Records that was subpoenaed. And he's spilling the beans right now. Let's see if anything he's saying is damaging to the Diddy defense? And does it prove Rico? Hit the like button. I'm Raze, and I am out.